the second the Cavs lost, all these reports came out, and I wrote them down. I got to bring them up. These are the Cavs updates. I've never seen a team get eliminated and immediately just Shams or Woj just drop all of these bombs for us. Immediately it was Bickerstaff's job is in serious jeopardy after Mitchell and Vets doubted him. Garland's reps at Clutch could seek trade if Mitchell extends. Mobley's reps told Altman not to draft him in 2021. What? Why are we even bringing that up? That is crazy. And Jared Allen refused an injection to play through injury and players didn't like that. All of that tea got spilled right when they lost, man. Like
Jared Allen what?
Refused to get an injection to be able to potentially play. And I guess teammates didn't enjoy that. I've never seen a team just, I mean, the Lakers have a trade ready for, Donovan Mitchell. So do the Nets. It trades in place. I've never seen a team lose and just all of these things just happen. Did they kind of quit on them? Mitchell and Karis LeVert, obviously they're going through injury. Obviously Jared Allen was out. Seeing Marcus Morris kind of be the last guy standing for the Cavs.
That's not good.
It's a pathetic way to go out.
If Marcus Morris is the guy that you're relying on getting anything out of, you're not in the best shape.
Right.
Because that guy is...
But hey, listen. To his credit, he made shots. He was the only one making shots.
Yeah, he made some shots, but that ain't going to do it for you.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, it's the Celtics.
He's nothing. So, I mean, it's a weird ending. I didn't like how that ended. I don't like that as soon as you lose, all these reports come out.
How did the Magic lose to this team? They clearly don't like each other. And there's all these issues.
That's a bigger issue.
And by the way, if Donovan Mitchell and all these guys weren't going to play in the second round, the Magic, we would have played. We would have. It just really pisses me off that they won and then
they would have lost anyway. So
for sure. But man, what a valuable experience that would have been. But
what a good experience.
What do you think? You think Donovan Mitchell's out of there?
Come on, man.
Because he recently came out and told Woj that he's happy in Cleveland.
Yeah, I bet he did.
That's what you're supposed to say. His reps to control that.
I mean, here's my problem. I don't like the finger being pointed when it's a team and organizational thing, right? Like, they all have a part to play in this. Donovan missed 3 games. Didn't even go to 7, but I would have said 3 because if it was, he wasn't going to play. So there has to be a point. You have to be pointing at him a little bit. The best player did not play. Played the game before, but didn't finish the series. Okay. Garland is mad inefficient. You got to point to him.
Right.
Jared Allen. Bro, it's the playoffs. That's what happens. You get bumps, you get bruises, you get sores, you get twists, sprains. People get injections. You got to go out there and play, man. Point the finger at him. Bickerstaff, I guess, as a coach.
No, but let me ask you about that because we talked about that with Doc last year with the Sixers. Bickerstaff, with these guys out, what would Phil Jackson in his prime have coached these guys to more wins? Like they were going to lose no matter what. Imagine if you're JB Bickerstaff and you're like, listen, we have all of our guys out and I'm playing against the best team in the Eastern Conference by far, and they went to 5. Okay, what else could he have done?
Nothing.
Right.
I don't know. I said the coach just for the fact that if you're the coach, you got to get some blame. Everybody does. Okay, so he gets his part in it too.
Yeah.
If you're asking me man to man what JB could have done differently, I don't even have an answer for that. His best player was not playing. Forget all of his guys. His best player wasn't playing. They weren't beating Boston. It wasn't going to happen with Donovan Mitchell. So they damn sure weren't going to win without him.
Right.
Period. It's just end the conversation right there. And then you add that he didn't have Jared Allen out. And who else missed?
Karis LeVert missed the last one.
Yeah, so you're missing about 50 to 60 points on the board versus the best team in the NBA. Beat it. Your season's over.
Yeah.
So I don't know what people are talking about. His job's in question. He's only done a good job since he's been there, A. B, what the fuck was that guy supposed to do?
Yeah, and last year they lost in the first round. This year you lose in the second round. It's progress.
They got some progress, but like the team is, it's the wrap. We all knew this Donovan Mitchell thing was going to end. My only issue with Donovan Mitchell was like, at some point, when is it you, bro?
Yeah.
Because I look over at Minnesota and I see Rudy Gobert thriving with Anthony Edwards, but you guys hated each other. And it was his fault, according to you. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Maybe not out of his words, but out of his camp. Remember, there was a lot of dialogue between those two.
Yeah.
He couldn't push to get the best out of Rudy, this, and that. Fuck, Rudy's thriving in Minnesota. So at some point, like, broski,
And you know what the issue is too, is if you go to a team and you get traded, that team's gonna have to give up a lot for you. So is that team gonna be more talented than the team that's around you right now? You have a really talented team. The pieces might not fit well. Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, you got Karis LeVert, you got all these other guys. The team you go to is gonna give up a lot to get you. If the Brooklyn Nets get you, you guys aren't going to be good. I don't know what that is.
Listen, the Brooklyn Nets rumor is the most bewildering thing in the world. Donovan, what the fuck are you going to do over there in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
I hope he's listening to this. What the hell are you going to do in Brooklyn, bro?
Right.
They're like 20 years away from being good.
20s. Dude, you're a Brooklyn Nets fan right now. You're like 20 years?
No, not 20, but you're like, I mean, what?
I get it. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah.
They have like 3 assets, man. 3. And 2 of them, they ain't trading. Mikal Bridges ain't going nowhere because that's like all you got. And then after that, you got like Cam Johnson.
Yeah.
And he's a good player. He can shoot the 3 a little bit. He's not like a guy who's going to come change your organization.
Right.
So like they got one guy, that Mikal.
Yeah, I don't know that one. I don't understand that.
Do they have a lot of picks?
Do you like his fit with the Lakers?
Who?
Donovan Mitchell.
Yes. Yeah, he'd be good for the Lakers. It'd be fantastic for the Knicks. But the Knicks don't need him. I need Knicks fans to hear this. You guys are close. This year, just take what you can get. You guys are possibly about to go to the conference finals. It's about to be a huge year for Knicks basketball. You will not beat the Celtics. I'm not being negative. I don't need you in my inbox. I don't need you DMing me and tweeting.
By the way, I had the Pacers fans coming at me the other day. They're saying I called them the worst. If they make the conference finals, they're the worst team.
They are the worst
in a while. They make the. By the way, the next game they lost by 30. So it's like if they are obviously not.
Listen, we can't please everybody up here, and nor are we going to try. But let's just be clear: the Knicks fans, you need to just hold it down. You got a really good team. In fact, if your team was fully healthy, you guys could possibly compete and beat Boston.
Especially the way Boston's playing.
Boston's playing iffy basketball. You guys have a lot of guys that are two-way guys who could defend. You're missing your second best player and your third best player, and possibly like your 5th best player. Or, Mitchell Robinson's very important for their perimeter. For their rim protection.
Especially if they're going to lose Hartenstein to free agency. This guy's playing out of his mind.
Yeah, he's going to get like 70, 80 million. Yeah. And they're not going to pay him that. So, because Hartenstein.
Did you know when you were teammates with him in Houston, did you know he was this good, this talented?
Well, he's a hustle guy.
Yeah.
So that's like his talent. He's not that good. He just plays really hard.
Yeah.
And he's doing it right now you got to give him a credit. The problem with paying guys like that is once they get paid, it's the hustle the same.
Yeah.
Because he's playing right now for his life. Like he's out there just playing for,
Not everyone's Josh Hart getting 80 million and then still just
doing going out there doing it every time.
Does,
like there's not a lot of guys like that. Most guys end up like Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt was like this hustle guy flying all over the court. Next thing you know, like this whole year, he's just like a fashion guy. Just like pulled up to the games, like played some games, was hurt. Then he played at the end of the series in Denver and like couldn't do anything. Everybody's just like, what the hell do we do with this?
Yeah.
That's what happens most of the time. So do you pay Hartenstein 70, 80 million? Probably not. That wouldn't be worth it. Does he deserve it? Absolutely.
Sure.
He's been unbelievable all playoffs.
He played this well in the playoffs. You're getting
and somebody will
back,
give it to him, and maybe he will. Who are we to tell that Hartenstein can't continue to play with that motor? Maybe he can. I don't know. I'm not inside his brain, but from the experience I have watching players who are hustle players, getting paid a lot of money to hustle. The hustle and pep in their step usually changes a little bit.
Well, you talked about it before, and you told me this a long time ago. The playoffs is where you can make some money.
That's where you make money.
The famous Jerome James from the Sonics in the early 2000s, just playing out of his mind against the Spurs, and then he got a bag from the Knicks and never heard from him again. Guys get paid from the playoffs.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah,
Bismack Biyombo got 70 million because he had a game where he had 20 rebounds.
My Magic gave it to him.
So everyone has these experiences in the playoffs. Not everyone. I'm saying certain players can have an experience in the playoffs and really boost their stock.
Yeah.
Hartenstein, to his credit, has had multiple games. It hasn't just been one game. It hasn't been 2 games. It hasn't been 3 games. It's been all playoffs long.
Yeah.
Every night he goes out there and just battles and plays hard. So that does give me reason to believe that if he got paid, he would still do it again. Because this is like an every night thing with him. And his biggest talent is his motor. He don't have anything else. He does have great touch around the rim, though. He's got a nice little floater. That little flip shot, he'd be hitting that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, happy for Isaiah. It's been what a journey for him in and out of the league with his Rockets kind of hanging on.
Didn't the Clippers let him go for to get the John Wall sign?
Yeah, like he was a guy that like people didn't really like take seriously that much. Even in Houston, like we didn't really take him that serious. He didn't get any real minutes. The Clippers didn't. Knicks, he goes there, kind of hangs on a little bit. Tibbs starts to play him more and more, and this guy has only earned his trust more and more and more and built that base to where now he's a huge role for the Knicks team, especially with Mitchell Robinson out. He has come and been able to fulfill that role. So credit to Isaiah, man. And he's well deserving of a new contract this summer, a much bigger one than what he makes now. He's played his ass off. So they're looking to head to the conference finals. But back to my point. They are close. They're missing Julius Randle. They're missing OG. They're missing Mitchell Robinson. Big time. And they're missing Bogdanovich. Bro, they're missing their second, their third, their fifth, their
I would
sixth.
love to see them at full strength against the Celtics.
Full strength. They could beat or compete against the Celtics. And that is why you do not throw the house at Donovan fucking Mitchell this summer. You're already this close. 2 years ago, make that trade. Throw the house for him. Not anymore, bro. You guys have made all these decisions. You've gotten these assets that have worked out. They all fit in. JB is clearly y'all's best player. Remember, I was like, who's the best player, JB or Randall? That is gone, all right? JB's the guy. Randall's second. OG's third. After that, you could pick it. It could either be Hart one night, DiVincenzo the other night. Those guys, those two kind of flip-flop. Who's the fourth best player? And then after that, who cares, man? You got Bogdanovich, you got Burks, you got Mitchell Robinson, you got Isaiah Hartenstein, you got Deuce McBride, you got all these dudes you could throw in there. You do not need to trade for these dudes and a pick for Donovan Mitchell. You don't need it. And I actually love Donovan Mitchell's game, but like, bro, wherever he's gone, shit has not worked, man. And it's ended bad.
Yeah.
It's ended in a team just like falling apart and collapsing.
It absolutely changes the dynamic with Jalen Brunson and the team. You're getting the ball out of his hands and giving it to another guy that needs the ball multiple. Why would you do this to Jalen Brunson?
Just
everything he's got going on.
Keep the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Keep the ball in his hands. Let's keep it simple.
Yeah. If you want to bring in a guy, it's Mikal Bridges, and that's the Villanova connection all the way over through it. You'd actually
they could do that. They'd be really good. Yeah. Depending on, again, what they'd have to give up. Right. I like their team right now. They have a guy who's very Mikal Bridges-like. He don't have the offensive game Mikal Bridges has, but in terms of him being a two-way player, I like OG. I like what he adds.
The record with OG is unbelievable.
Yeah. So like
24-3 with him or something.
Yeah, 24-3, 20, whatever the hell it is. You can't deny it. So to grab all these players, round them up, and trade them for like a Donovan Mitchell, it makes zero sense.
Yeah.
First off, your backcourt would be horrendous in defense. Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell starting as a point guard, shooting guard, backup would absolutely get torched on defense, bro. That's why they work right now, because you're putting JB next to DiVincenzo. You're putting him next to Josh Hart. You're putting him next to OG. These are great defenders, man.
Yeah, by the way, learn something from the Suns. You don't have to go star hunting.
Yeah,
it's all about the cohesiveness and the pieces working.
Look at Denver. Yeah. They're the best team in the league every year, and they get one all-star. They get one all-star every year.
Yeah.
And Jamal's borderline, I get that, but it's still only one. They don't need 8. This is a team that's going back to the finals, probably.